When you guys all walked in, when you guys and girls all walked in, you saw a table set up over there. If I can have a second, everybody, please.
Tell them to shut up.
This is actually relatively important to us. When you all walked in, you walked past the table over there. Some of you stopped and looked at it, some of you just walked past it. It's fine either way. That table is dedicated to our Pipe Major Emeritus, John Lonergan. John Lonergan was taken from us suddenly on October 8, 2019. We are here today because of John Lonergan. So I'm going to take up a little bit of your time, and he's going to kill me because he does not like the spotlight or the attention. But I'm going to give it to him because he deserves it. We are here today because of John Lonergan. He is one of many. We have charter members with us, Danny O'Malley, Sean Gallagher, Dave Crompton, sorry Dave. Let me give you a little history about John Lonergan. John Lonergan was a father, companion, confidant, and who we always referred to as his lady friend, Joyce Winfelder. He's a stepfather to her children and a lifelong fish downer. John was born and raised on the 1100 block of North Hope Street. He went to grade school at Immaculate Conception Grade School and graduated high school from Northeast Catholic High School. I know there's some of you out here, so let it out. All right. John enlisted in the United States Army. John was assigned to the 7th Cavalry Infantry Division. John was assigned to the 7th Cavalry, 1st Division, Company D. He was stationed there from 1st of November 1966 to 18 July 1969. John was originally stationed in Germany. They asked to pull volunteers for people that wanted to go to Vietnam. John raised his hand to go to Vietnam. John volunteered to go to Vietnam from Germany. People then followed him because he was a leader of men. He was the first to raise his hand, and he had 2 or 3 other subsequent men join him in his hand raise. In March of 1968, during the Battle of Hue, John was injured by a landmine. John stepped on a landmine. Left him with debilitating injury to his legs, a decrease of vision and hearing. He never let it hold him back. John's time in the military earned him a Purple Heart, an Air Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal with device, Combat Infantryman's Badge, and sharpshooter with an M14 rifle. Oddly enough, well not oddly enough, coincidentally enough is what I should say, John Lonergan shared the name of a Civil War hero named John Lonergan. I thought that's what happens when you share a name. Now, the John Lonergan of the Civil War era volunteered with the Vermont Irishmen to fight with the Union against the Confederates. He served from 1862 to 1965. He did so in order to gain more military knowledge. He was one of the founders of the Fenian Brotherhood who tried to fight for Irish independence from Great Britain at the time. John was a hero. John Lonergan, Civil War era, was a hero of the Battle of Gettysburg. His heroics earned him the Medal of Honor. John Lonergan, our John Lonergan, loved Gettysburg. I think it's a weird twist of fate that he was named after such a man, and I believe that they're probably having some discussions over Tullamore Dew upstairs. John's service continued well past his time in the military. John was the Pennsylvania State Parole Officer. John was the founder of the Charles C. Glenn III Memorial. It's in Fishtown, 1100 block of Marlboro. That was dedicated November 11th, 1967, Veterans Day 1967. It was named after Corporal Charles C. Glenn III, United States Marine Corps, who was killed in action 7 July 1967. Every single Memorial Day for, if my math serves me correctly, the past 52 years, John has been there running that show along with Joyce Winfelder and the other members of the board, Mike Casey. John made it a point to not forget where he came from. There are 11 men on that stone on 1100 Marlborough Street, and John saw to it, that every single solitary year, that not just those who lost their lives are honored. He continued to honor the people that continue to serve us, the men and women of the military that continue to serve us. He did it every single day of his life. He honored the military, the police and the firemen and firewomen and the police officers. Joyce Winfelder, John's lady friend, will continue his work. Charles C. Glenn will continue. Which brings us to 1996. John Lonergan, again with other people I previously mentioned, Sean Gallagher, Danny O'Malley, Dave Crompton, who are present tonight, got tired of seeing our men and women in the Philadelphia Police Department and Fire Department get killed in the line of duty. He was recruited to start the Philadelphia, he got tired of them being killed, obviously, but he also got tired of outside pipers performing for our fallen. John was recruited to join and start, not just join, but found the Philadelphia Police and Fire Pipes and Drums. John's piping started as a hobby, according to his children. It definitely developed into an ambition and a driving force for John. John made it his mission to ensure that those who had fallen in service to others were never forgotten and were honored in the right way, the appropriate way, and the proper way. When John was no longer physically capable of carrying on his ability to march on his own, John saw to it that other people would be able to continue his work. 90% of the pipers that you see here are here because of John Lonergan. We are playing because of John Lonergan. On October 8th, 2019, while preparing for our usual Tuesday night practice, John suffered a major heart attack. As always, our EMTs and our paramedics worked diligently to keep John alive and keep John with us. They did so for a brief period of time, and during that brief period of time, Joyce, his lady friend as he always referred to her, was in the ambulance with him. John's last conversation with Joyce was about practice and not being at practice. And that was in the ambulance. With John's parting breath, while going through what he was going through, John still put everybody else before him. He was worried about the band. Sorry. Joyce also told me that she thought that was the way John wanted to go. Doing something he loved, preparing for something he loved to do. And that she thought of Frank Sinatra's song, My Way, particularly the lyrics, and now the end is near, and so I face my final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. John is up in heaven with our other members who have gone before us. Lou Couric, Jerry Zimmerman, Timmy Bennett, Colin Abrams, and I'd be remiss if I did not mention our brothers from Camden County Emerald Society Pipes and Drums, who suffered their own loss of their drum major and found one of their founding members, Richie Desmond. Desi, I don't know what the hell band God's trying to form up, but it's going to sound pretty good when we all get there. I repeat, more than 90% of the pipers that you hear tonight are here because of John Lonergan. John Lonergan taught us how to carry on what he started. The drums, well, as I said before, the drummers wouldn't be here without the works of John Lonergan either. I think I speak for everybody in this band when I say we're all proud and honored to be a part of something that John Lonergan lives for and dedicated a good portion of his life to. And we will carry on his mission that he held so true to honor each and every one of our police, fire, and military personnel. When you hear us, you hear John Lonergan. When we play, you hear John Lonergan. We play because of John Lonergan. We play for John Lonergan. John Lonergan, Pipe Major Emeritus, Philadelphia Police and Fire, Pipes and Drums, lives forever. And the members of this organization will see to that. Thank you all very much for your attention.